Hi again, Aaron Day here with another quick business tip. And today I'm following on with the next video in our series on how to manage staff. And this one's all about roles and starting to create roles for the individual positions within your business. Now, some business owners are a little bit hesitant to do this because they're worried that if they give someone a defined role, then that's all they're going to stick to and they're not going to do anything else. Now, while there are some dangers around that, that's really not a concern. If you design all of the roles within your business properly, you shouldn't have to worry about that. But even more importantly is what happens if they don't have defined roles. You're in a much worse situation by not defining the roles than the benefits that you'll get from giving everybody clear role descriptions. So some of the things that I've seen happen in businesses where people don't have clear roles, you've got ambiguity, nobody really understands what's happening, there's a lack of focus, there's no delineation between who's doing what, who shouldn't be doing what, so you end up with a lot of double up, there's confusion, and it often creates a pretty negative kind of environment in the business. On the other hand, if you've got clearly defined roles for everybody, then it gives people clarity, it gives them focus, it allows them to be accountable, and it means that you can get moving forward and get things done. So now that we've established that, let's talk about how to set those roles up in the first place. One of the first things you need to think about is we need to be matching the labour market. There's no point building a role description for a human Swiss Army knife, one that can do accounting and marketing and production. That humans like that are really hard to find. So if you've got any kind of staff turnover, if you happen to find somebody that can do all of those things, I think at the moment the average employee hangs around for 2 to 3 years. So if you build a role around that and then you've got your whole organisation built around this role that has these human Swiss Army knife functions, you're going to find yourself in trouble when it comes to recruitment time. So build a role that fits what's available in the labour force, but also consider the functions of your business and which functions need to be fulfilled, and also think about the services that your business provides when you're building those roles together. So if you're considering those three things, the roles that you should be putting together should be making sense in the context of those three key elements. So, and then the other thing is give it a name that makes sense. So the role needs to have a name that tells the other people in the business what it does, that if you put it on a business card, it would make sense to somebody outside, and it makes sense from a recruitment point of view as well. When you're advertising for the role, you need to have a description for a role that people are actually going to understand what it's about. Okay, so that's the basics there, but then the next thing we want to do is start getting into the nitty-gritty, into the details of what's going to be involved in the role. So now that you've really sort of defined a big picture, it's time to write a paragraph or two about the key responsibilities and the main duties that will be performed within this role. Because once you've done that, then you can move on and start your task list. Task list's really important. What's this person going to be doing on a day-to-day basis? We need to define that for every role. We need to know what the tasks are so that we can define the activities that we expect to see being performed on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Now, for a full-time role, you'd expect a minimum of 30 tasks. A good healthy number is around 50 to 70 specific tasks that person might be doing on any given day, week or month, or throughout the day, week and month. If you're getting up to 100, that's an indicator that perhaps the role is too big. And maybe you need to split some of those tasks across other roles within the business because it's a pretty good indicator that maybe you actually define something that's more than the one role. So that's the basics of getting started with creating a role description for a position within your business. And in the next video, I'm going to start talking about the key performance indicators and measures and so forth, and then we'll get into some more details in the ones after that. See you next time.